Another SJS Sunday. My fave. Who doesn't love SJS Sunday? I love it. I think everyone else loves it. I don't know why I had a big wistful sigh there. Alrighty. Well, now that the link has been posted, I can safely begin my actual stream, where I just play a video game. I don't know, no one's gonna really notice unless I point it out, but I haven't really been playing this game as much as I've been wanting to in my schedule. I've been kind of derailing my schedule a bit. I've been stuck in wanting to... First it was Dark Souls Autism, and now it's like the Crash Bandicoot trenches of trying to play a lot of Crash Bandicoot games to get them out of the way. Mostly because they've been on my backlog for a while now, and it's like, I want to get those done. But the problem is that, like, they've been derailing my normal, consistent schedule of doing stuff. So I haven't been listening to too many albums, haven't been watching as many movies. I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult being 100% of the time, you know? Sometimes there's just some fun and joy in playing a game you want to play and fucking all sorts of build-up and tension towards it. Oh, I just realized I was supposed to do Monkey King Bar first. Duh. How dare I forget. After the last stream where I barely did any runs whatsoever, I feel obligated to do a bit of a longer stream today, but I don't know. I don't want to, like, wear this out for me or make it feel like it's a chore. So I don't want to, like, do too many runs in one stream. Forgive me, I was drinking some water. As a carbon-based life form, I tend to need water. I'm surprised at how nice Mara Carroll has been for this run. Honestly, if you just get in Mara Carroll's face, it really doesn't do shit, which is relatively surprising all things considered. I remember Mara Carroll using its insta-kill attack way more frequently than it does, which is nice, I guess, that it's not using it more, but I don't know. I would love to just set aside like a month of doing nothing. Not having to worry about money, food, anything. And just getting all these PSO characters to Ultimate. But, well, I don't know if it would take like a month. But it would take a considerable amount of time. But I would just like to get that shit done with so I can stop, like, having it hang over my head. Because I never want to play on my other characters now. Like, it's only going to get worse from here because I obviously did my main, and then I did the Raymarl and the Phonune, and that's all the classes that okay, those are for each of the classes, I should say. So now I have like less motivation to play the other characters I have, because it's like, oh, I've already done this class, so I kind of know what to expect, and it's like, oh, which is dumb. It's very dumb, because every character plays differently, to some extent. But, whatever. The brain isn't rational, despite what everyone will tell you. Despite what fucking New Age atheists will tell you. The brain is not very rational. To quote, oh my god, what's his name? David Foster Wallace, the brain is a wonderful servant but a terrible master. That's not even really, like, relevant to the discussion. I just like busting out that quote because it's annoying. Well, it's not annoying, it's just like, it's like, no, how do you respond to that quote? Like, okay, sure. Oh, fuck off. You mine. I'm on drugs, sir. Okay, I want to say it's this door that we go through. I want to say. I just want to go down to 1999. Not go back to 1999, it's go down to 1999. I think I still have to kill you, so I'm gonna do that. No, actually I don't, but I'm gonna do it just because you're in the way. And frankly, it feels nice to kill you. Honestly, this game could use a kill total, because I was recording a segment of Tomb Raider yesterday. And I got to the end of a level, and I saw my kill total, and I'm like, holy shit, I killed, like, 72 things? Really? It didn't feel like it either, so I'm wondering, like, what absurd number I would have for my kill total here. I mean, you could probably, like, it would be about the same as, like, your... Okay, maybe not the same, but, like, it would be sort of similar to your experience counter, in that it would be such a big number that it stops having meaning. It would be kind of funny just to see how many creatures of Raggle has your character killed. I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud. I'm sure you could probably make a mod for that or something. Like action replay code or something. 'Cause believe it or not, this game does have, I don't know if active is the word, but it does have a handful of people who have made action replay codes that create convenience. I don't know if I mentioned them before or not. Like, there's a code that, I've been tempted to use myself, but it's like, it displays enemy health, like a health bar underneath their name. So that way you can see how close they are to death, and that would be super fucking cool and useful, but I figure, I figure it's one of those things where, like, if the game didn't have it in it, then there's obviously a reason, but at the same time, it's like, it's coded into the game, it was just like, it was cut. Like, it was one of those things that they were planning on putting in, but then decided against it. I want to say it's mostly because the HP gating for enemies like the dragon become a lot more noticeable. Not that HP gating really matters too much, I'd say. Like, oh no, the immersion of your video game is being broken. Oh no. I'm sure most devs don't really care about that, but... Or at least they probably didn't in 2002. The point is that having an HP bar would be super fucking convenient for enemies, but probably too convenient. You see what I'm getting at? It's like one of those things where, like, I don't want to break the game by having it. I don't think it would really break the game so much as just it would make it kind of... I don't know. I don't have much experience with MMOs, so I don't know if that's a standard MMO thing in the first place. Like, without exaggeration, I really haven't played too many MMOs outside of this game, Phantasy Star Online 2, and Phantasy Star Universe. I can't really think of any other MMOs I've played, because I didn't play, like, World of Warcraft, I haven't played, like, Guild Wars 2 or whatever, you know, all the popular ones. I haven't played Final Fantasy XIV, and God willing, I never will, because that thing seems like a fucking, like, personality destroyer. Like, people who play that game can do nothing but talk about that game. It's kind of like the Breaking Bad effect, but with video games. You know, like, where, like, everyone who watches Breaking Bad suddenly has to talk about Breaking Bad all the time. Not that, I like Breaking Bad. I like it. Like, I think it has a lot of good moments, it has great actors, but... You know, there was like a period of time where it just felt like everyone and their dog was talking about Breaking Bad. It's like, goddamn, you know. So that's what it kind of feels like Final Fantasy XIV is. It's the Breaking Bad of video games, and it's like I don't even care if Final Fantasy XIV is good anymore. I just don't want to become that person because I find those people fucking insufferable. The other day on Twitter, I actually saw someone say like, I feel like MMOs get a bad rap for storytelling, but Final Fantasy XIV is like, shut the fuck up. I've heard everyone and their dog talk about Final Fantasy XIV's story and how great it is or whatever. Like, I don't... You're not fucking leading the charge on some fucking unsung crusade. Like, you're not You're not the person you think you are in this scenario. You know, Final Fantasy 14 doesn't need more people fucking talking about how great it is. If anything, it needs more people talking about how, like, much it can be fixed. It needs people who are critical of it. That's what it needs. But, whatever. I was actually semi-interested in playing Final Fantasy 14 for a hot minute, but one of my favorite Final Fantasy classes in any Final Fantasy game is Blue Mage, and unfortunately Blue Mage apparently is like, it's apparently like this situation where like it's so good that they like isolate it from like doing quests or something. I don't know. It's something like that, and like I don't know. And that's disappointing to me. I had a mild interest in playing 11 too, but it was one of those like I would just like to see what this game was rather than I want to, you know, play with people. I haven't really heard too much about 11 to be honest. If anything, my main interest in playing 11 or 14 at this point would just be to say that I've done it. You know, to like experience the story and be able to say, okay, I've played every single Final Fantasy mainline entry without caveats. Because right now I've played all of them except for the MMOs, so I have to add that little like I played all of them but the MMOs. It's like I don't like doing that, but I don't want to play a fucking MMO just to avoid having to say that, you know? Kind of a weird tangent to go on. Final Fantasy is just a weird series in general. Very, very weird. Square Enix is the devil as far as I'm concerned, so... Let's talk about how much I hate Square Enix now. It's tempting, don't get me wrong, but... I mean, it's not like I'm very, like, enthusiastic of game devs in the first place, but... I don't know. Why do I have this mono made? I will say that of the devs that I'm like most not hostile towards, I think Sega is one of them. And even then, Sega still does some shitty stuff. But like at least when it's like a, you know, when Sega's involved in something, I feel a little bit of faith in the project. Just a smidge, really. And that's mostly just because I'm like, okay, the soundtrack will fuck at least. You know? That's where I'm at. Like, sure, they might do scummy shit and be stupid, but hey, at least the soundtrack will be good. I have priorities, clearly. Hey, Mary Carol, be nice. Be nice. Be really nicey. Okay. I thought I could kill you before you got that out. Well, joke's on you, motherfucker. Eat shit and die. Alright. Well, what did we learn, gang? I hate whenever I die because I have to feed randomizers, and I hate having to carry them on me, but you gotta. Thirsty. I'm a thirsty little boy. I never should have said that, because now there's going to be a permanent internet record of me saying it. Not that anyone gives a fuck. 105, hooray, we hit level 105. That's a milestone, except for not really. I need to make a note of what level I need to hit so I can equip Safety Heart, or whatever it's called. Because that is genuinely a milestone. That is genuinely something I want to equip as soon as possible. Also, I just realized I forgot to update the counter. Totally slipped my mind. Update. Right, the counter is now updated. 7 is not a big number. Alrighty. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky, and sometime before the heat death of the universe, I'll get this drop. Although I got the worst map pattern, so I'm not holding my breath. I hate this fucking map pattern so much. For reasons like that. For reasons like that. Oh, you have to have every 5 feet there has to be an annoying trap. There just has to. Hello, flying the Zoom is practicing my fight. Oh, hi. Hi, howdy. Sorry, I saw that and I was worried it was like a bot message. No offense. I saw a long message from someone who hadn't talked in chat before, and I'm like, oh fuck, is it a bot? But no, yeah, hi, thanks for dropping in. If you want to leave, it's fine. I'm just mostly chatting to myself at this point, because that's what I do in the streams. Is I talk about stupid bullshit in my life. Well, not even bullshit. Bullshit implies that I have like negative things going on. My life is just really boring and mundane. But then also, it does kind of suck to live in like, the climate crisis and stuff we're living through. Oh well, let's not touch on that. Let's talk about Final Fantasy again. I love being a Final Fantasy hipster though. I really do, because it's like, oh, everyone loves 9 and 6. Well, fuck you. I love fucking 12 and 8. 12, 8, and 5. Okay, actually 12, 5, and 8, I would say. Well, there's also Tactics, but Tactics isn't the hipster one. Everyone and their dog likes Tactics. In fact, if you don't like Tactics, fuck you. Anyone who dislikes Final Fantasy Tactics is not welcome in my sphere, as far as I'm concerned. Please. But, I don't know. It's just funny to me, because, like, 8 and 12 are by far the ones I heard the worst shit about when I was getting into the series. I mostly blame Noah Antweiler for that. Fuck Noah Antweiler. He's a stupid piece of shit, and I don't like him. But, you know, he gave Final Fantasy VIII such a bad rap. And then I played it, I'm like, holy shit, this is really engrossing and captivating, and the characters are interesting and down to earth, and I like the gameplay. I don't even think drawing is that big of an issue. I really don't. I mean, I think it kind of, like, sucks early on, but then, like, it's not really a big deal. It's like, it's the type of game where if you just draw, that's all your grinding is done right there. Like, the fact that the game actually actively encourages you not to grind and instead learn how to use the junction system has always been a plus to me. It's like, why is, you know, like, okay, I will take one battle of having to draw out one spell a million times or whatever. It's really more like 20 times, let's say. Because you get, like, an average of 5 casts per draw. I'm just making that number up, let's just say. I mean, obviously, higher level spells, you probably have to draw more, but whatever. So, like, let's say you spend, like, you know, 20 turns doing that. That is better to me than, like, fucking 45 minutes to an hour of doing the same encounter over and over again to get experience, so that way you hit level whatever. Which, I don't mind grinding in games that I like. I really don't. But it's like, if you're the type of person who doesn't like grinding, then, like, you know, the options... The answer should be obvious, is what I'm getting at. You know, like, one battle that you do for, like, 5 minutes versus, like, 45 minutes. That seems like a very obvious, you know, 5 is less than 45 math problem. What do I know? I have no understanding of how the world works, clearly. Dude. Can you really just please fuck off and die forever? Thanks. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah. Well, I didn't die, but I was pushing it. I can't wait till I get to an HP threshold where I really just don't have to give a shit. Because I was at that before I remade this character. And it was nice, man. It was fucking nice. I was able to just, like, whoa, I have like 1300 HP. It doesn't matter. I don't actually know if 1300 was the number, but it felt like it. It was like enough where it's just like it didn't matter. Now what happens, I'll never give up the fight. As long as the voice inside tells me to run and not hide, it doesn't matter if it's right. I think those are the lyrics, I think. Maybe. Maybe. Either way. Come on. Goodbye. I really wish that, excuse me, I really wish that the shops in this game were consistent. I really do. even if they only sold, if they never sold mono grinders or whatever, I really do wish that they all consistently sold, like mono fluids and mono mates, regardless of what difficulty you're at. I would love to have some mono fluids right now. And I'm just never gonna see them again in this raid. Meanwhile, dye fluids I have, but it's like, I don't want to waste a dye fluid. I don't wanna. Why am I going the wrong way? So you're... Asshole, let your guard down, asshole. Fucking... Where are you? There we... Dead. Oh, Geek, you are being a real pain in the ass right now. I just want to Zalyure you to make it easier, and ironically, it's making it harder when I try to Zalyure you. Okay, there we go. I didn't even need to gel in you now that I think about it, but it's been a while since I did one of these goddamn things, so... Goddamn. Oh no, you used gelin, but my shift is better. Oh, Geek, you are not being my best friend right now. You are not invited to the christening. Oh my god. This isn't even going that badly, it's just annoying. Oh, of course you put up your fucking shield, of course. Oh my god. I cannot wait until I never have to fight you again. When I hit my senility age, and I don't have to do anything like this ever again. Oh, okay. Alright. 1 down, 7 trillion to go. 884. I'm sure that's a nice number to someone. I don't know. Fine. I think I'm gonna try and make a concerted effort to force myself to play this game a bit while watching some movies. I still need to fucking I still need to consistently start playing Animal Crossing again. And I also really want to finish my 100% of Mega Man Battle Number 5 Team Colonel. Which, for anyone who doesn't know, I've already 100% in Team Proto Man, but because I'm insane, I'm doing the double team version, and I'm like, okay, now I need to do Team Colonel, and it's like, why? Why couldn't I have just moved on? Oh, well. It's funny, that's why. And if it's funny, that justifies everything. Excuse me. I'm so excited that the Queen, to like find out when the Queen of England died. I'm so ready for that. Excuse me. I bet anything she's already dead, and they're just like, oh, she got COVID. Oh, you know, the poor Queen is sick. Like, I'm so sure. They've been coming out with like, oh, it's hard for her to move now. It's like, okay. They're really trying to, like, gracefully and gently lead us into her death. I see the writing. I'm so glad she's dead now, man. Like, honestly, fuck all royalty. Fuck the fucking monarchy. That's just sort of the last thing that I'm gonna say in this stream is just fuck the monarchy and then I'll have nothing to happen to it. In other news, I'm still waiting on my tax return. I think what's happened is that my bank probably put a hold on my fucking tax return from the government. Because I used to work for a call center that worked for a bank, and we would do that around tax season, and I always thought it was incredibly fucking dumb. And people would get really fucking mad at us. Like, You're telling me my tax return is on a hold, even though it's from the government, which blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, I'm not Bank of America. I'm just the stooge who has to tell you this. I'm not the one making the decision. It's like, you know, I'm sorry. I wish it didn't have a tax levy hold. I think it would be stupid that it does, but you know, here's some options. It's like I have to be the customer service person who's like understanding but doesn't relent. It's like that shit sucks. You are a stag cutlery, right? Oh, I got one of these and I didn't drop it. Okay, shows how important they are to me. I don't know. I don't want to be an asshole to my bank. Not that I like have a special relationship with my bank or anything. It's more just I don't want to be an asshole to customer service in general. Because I've worked customer service. And even if I hadn't, I think you should just morally not want to be an asshole to someone who's on the job and not particularly wronging you, like individually. Like if they're just if it's the company wronging you, I don't think you really have room to get mad at customer service specifically. But I don't know. Anyway, I might call them just to see if that's the case, because I kind of would like my tax return now, because that would be nice. I would like the money. It's been like about 3 weeks. And usually it's in there by like 2 weeks. Still nothing, so I can't wait to be like, I can't wait till next week when I do one of these streams and I'm like, update. So my bank is telling me I'm a fraud account. Do you mind? Hi. Honestly, working for a bank is like the most soul-eating shit. It's like, it's plastic smile syndrome. I think granted, I was doing it at a call center, but they would always like, you'd have to. Okay, so like if you're really doing. If you're doing a certain voice or something, you kind of have to, like, make facial expressions as you're doing it. Like, it's hard to explain if you haven't ever worked like a call center, but you kind of have to smile if you're doing a customer service voice, even if you're not, like, being seen in person, which obviously call center people aren't. So it's like, you still kind of have to smile just as much. I'm gonna die. Okay. You still have to smile just as much as like an in-person employee would. Maybe not as much, probably like, let's say like 75% as much. Like about 3/4 as much. And so like that shit like grates on you. It's just like, after a while, I worked at that call center for like about a year, I want to say. Maybe a year and change. I think it was like a year and a few months. So, like, I worked there, and, like, after a while, I just started to feel my own personality erode, and, like, I would feel the way I talk to, like, my friends and family be, like, customer service-y, you know? Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, I would feel myself be this inauthentic, insincere person, and it really fucking, like, was eating at me. And it was just, like, it sucked, you know? It was doing damage to me. And maybe not damage in, like, the same way that, like, working in a coal mine does damage you. But it was still, like, damage. It just wasn't as tangible. It was, like, more of the immaterial personality. And obviously, it's you can't really compare the two. They're harming in much different ways. So, like, whereas I'm not breaking my fingers on the job or anything because of the manual labor I'm doing. Or, like, I'm not getting, like, you know, I'm not getting exposed to hazardous materials or, I don't know, but it's like I'm still losing the essence of myself and not able to truly be who I am in my downtime. And that's like, that's a form of suffering and harm too, you know? That's like, that's its own badness. And again, it's not to compare the two. They're bad in different and unique ways. So that's where I'm coming from. Like, and the thing about the call center job is that it really was a nice setup in terms of pay. You could get benefits. It was a nice job. I liked my coworkers. You know, I liked my boss. There weren't very many issues I had with that job besides just what the job required. You know? Like, it's hard to just to like frame it, like to phrase it that way, because that makes it sound like the job was terrible. But like, I don't know, man. I think call center jobs are one of those things where it's like you really have to get a good company. Like, you have to get a really good one to make it work. And I don't know if the one that I got was really good or not. I feel like they were one of the better ones because I heard so many horror stories of like, oh, you lose your lunch while you're on the job if it's too busy, or you know, you have to stay late without blah blah blah, you know, stuff like that. And I never really had to experience that like ever. They even caught me like when I was dealing with my sleep apnea and I was like falling asleep on calls. Like literally, I would be talking to a customer and I would fall asleep. That's how bad it was. That's not an exaggeration, by the way. It really was that bad. So like, I was like falling asleep during meetings and shit too. And it's like they still let me stay with them because they were understanding. And I explained to them like, hey, I have a sleeping thing going on. I need to get treatment for it. Blah 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 blah. And I don't know. Like, I don't think I would have met many employers who would be that fucking cool about something like that. And I don't know. But at the same time, it's like it's still a call center job, and you're still like taking like, you know, 60 at best to 80 calls a day. And they get on your ass if you're on a call for too long, and like if you get bad surveys, they get on your ass. It's like I was the type of person who usually got good surveys, but I had long call times. That was like my class, my designated personality when it came to call center stuff. Because what I found is that people were either really good at surveys like me, or they were really fast, but they got bad surveys because they would be like so quick that it's like, okay, are you done? Are you done? Okay, bye. And you know, you would have to hit that like 4-minute mark or whatever it was. It was like 4 or 5 minute call length, which is really short if you've never worked call centers. Like, it's pretty fucking short because you would think 4 to 5 minutes. Oh, that's you know, that's a pretty long call. It's really not, especially when you factor in the time that it takes just to hear someone like phrase their question. Because when you work for a bank, you also have to authenticate their identity, make sure that the person you're dealing with is actually who they say they are. Because, you know, every now and then you get people who are like, oh yeah, I'm Chad Jackington, and then like, okay, Chad, I would just need some pieces of information. Can I get the last 4 of your social? Click. It's like, you know, people who obviously are trying to commit identity theft, and you have to watch out for that. And so it's like you have to worry about call times. And then if you're really good at call times, chances are you're probably not doing enough to guarantee you're getting a good survey. Because, you know, adding in the survey spiel, that's its own thing, which I never did it because, frankly, at this point, if you're going to do a survey for me, it's either going to be really good or really bad, and most of the people who did my surveys were really good. So I was just like, fuck it. You know? I did occasionally get some bad surveys, but they were always really funny. Like, because of how wrong they were. Or, like, well, not wrong, per se, but, like, well, sometimes they were wrong. Like, one time I had a guy who was super duper pissed at me. I don't even remember why, and he was just like, you're drinking on the job, aren't you? I know that I can hear it. And it's like, this is a guy saying that, and I've literally never in my life drank alcohol. And I've never. By choice, I've just never done it. So, you know, and my boss, like, went over the call with me, and she was just, like, laughing the whole time. Like, he really thought blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, oh, you didn't do anything wrong. You're fine. He was just a mad guy. Because you get those people. Advanced level 27. Not the best level, but whatever. But yeah, so I don't know. And part of me misses the benefits of working in that call center job, because you did kind of have an us against them mentality, when it's like you're working with your coworkers and everyone's there for each other. Which it sounds corny because again it's a call center, but like, I don't know how else to explain it. It was a nice job in some respects, but a really damaging job in others. You know, that's the best way I could put it. I don't regret working it, and I think it was honestly probably... I'm working... Okay, so I've worked 4 jobs in my life. The first one was retail, which wasn't bad, but... Second one was food service, which was the worst job of my entire life. Third one was the call center. And then the current one I'm working is probably the best job I've had so far. Before I got this job, I would say my call center one was my best one. Which, again, having to choose between 3 jobs, it's not exactly like a very, not a big sample size, let's say, but I don't know. It was a good job. If it didn't pay as well as it did, I probably wouldn't feel as positively as I do. If it didn't pay nearly as well as it did, I'd be like, man, that job fucking sucked. But, you know, I mean, money makes everything different. I would honestly love to work this job that I'm at for, like, the rest of my life. And I mean that sincerely, like, I wouldn't mind working it for the rest of my entire life if it paid better. But it's only part-time, and you don't get benefits, so it's like, it's not livable. So, I kind of have to figure out what I'm going to do with it, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I hate the idea of having to work in general just to live. Like, oh, if you don't work, you're gonna starve to death, and you won't be able to keep shelter, and it's, you know, that's your job now. That's your life. It's like, God. Oh, that's just terrible. How did we decide this is a society that we want to prosper in? Just thinking out loud, I guess. It does kind of bug me, even when I was really young. Like, before I even had really, like, political opinions, I would always find myself bristling up against the fact that there were just, like, houses that were unoccupied, for sale, that people weren't allowed to stay in if they were homeless, because that home is owned by the bank, and the bank says that it doesn't blah 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 blah, or it's like, that home is owned by a landlord, and the landlord says blah 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 blah. It's like, so you really want to stop someone from freezing to death or being exposed to you know, potentially a fucking health condition that they could develop from being homeless, or, you know, whatever. You want to prevent someone from having shelter. Just for what? For money? Like, fuck that. I never understood it at a young age, and I still don't. I think part of that is because... Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I should keep some stuff to myself. Speaking of keeping some stuff to myself, that guy didn't drop what I needed him to drop, but whatever. But yeah, I never really understood it, so... It's always bugged me. Okay, that's putting it really lightly. I've always detested and hated the idea of having to own wealth just to own shelter. Like, shelter should be guaranteed, especially with how much of a surplus we have of shelter. Like, I feel like I've seen so many vacant lots, and yet in my city I still see so many homeless. It's like, can't we like be humane about this shit? Like, I don't know. It's just fucking stupid to me. Like stupid on multiple levels, because you're not reintegrating people into society when they're homeless and you just let them starve to death or freeze to death or whatever. You know, that's if we're looking at it like as a business model, that's just stupid. If you're looking at it from like a moral perspective, it's like, how do you sleep at night knowing you're contributing to that, to someone actively suffering and perishing for a profit incentive? Or just because you don't want them in your neighborhood or whatever. Like, there's also terms of, like, you know, people being excluded out of housing because of redlining, or because of discriminatory practices, or just because of classism. And it's like, how do you sleep at night? I don't get it. I don't want to get on like a too big of a tangent, but it's like, it came up, so that's what's on my mind now. I don't know. I think the life I led, I've had bad moments, I had a bad childhood, but I feel like I've been mostly lucky, like, in some respects, you know? Like, I try to be appreciative of what I have and what I've gotten, because I know that, like, you know, many people who've had my situation haven't been able to recuperate, or, like, haven't had the good fortune of getting out of whatever situation they were in. So I try to be grateful for what I have. It's also hard to not be mad all the time You know, it's really difficult to not, like, see the inequity in the world and just, like, not feel a deep, unquenchable anger, you know? Because it's like if you don't see yourself in a homeless person, if you don't see yourself as, like, 1 or 2 bad, you know, financial accidents away from that, then you're fucking heartless to me. Like, I don't know. Like, everyone has the capacity to be that person on the side of the road who's like, you know, hey, I don't have money, I need something, blah, blah, blah. I need food, money, holding a homeless sign. It's like, everyone can be that person, and so many people I feel like have detached themselves from understanding that that is a person, that they could be not, and even if they can't be that person, that is just a person, you know? Like, I don't know how to explain it. It makes more sense in my head than I'm probably saying with my words. Because I'm kind of bad at it, like, extemporaneous, like, talking, I guess. I'm better when I have time to formulate my thoughts, but it just really, like, there's a deep-seated anger in me that I fight most days to not feel. And it's hard, you know? I feel like if you're not angry, like, okay, there's a lot of ways that could come out. Okay, it's hard to, okay, I'm just gonna say what I want to say. If you're not, like, angry at the state of things right now, I don't feel like you are either, like, fully cognizant of the world around you in America, or you are benefiting off of the suffering of others. And I know that that could be twisted in a certain way, and I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be, like, twisted into, like, the white man rage against minorities type of thing, which is very much what that statement kind of comes off as. So I'm trying to be cognizant of that. I don't know. I'm just trying to say that there's a huge deal with classism, inequity, racism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism in society that seems to be regularly accepted. When did I get on this? Why am I talking about this during the fucking stream of Fantasy Star Online? This is gonna be a weird VOD. It's gonna be a real fucking weird VOD. This is what happens when you leave me to my devices. I just start talking about whatever. I don't know. No one watches the VODs, no one watches the streams, it doesn't fucking matter. This is gonna be like shit that they like, if anyone ever watches this, it's gonna be like people who like, if I die or if I commit suicide or something, like, people are gonna watch these VODs and be like, this is what he was like the whole time. I don't even use the right pronouns either. That's right, I'm adapting in the misgendering into my fucking, my mortem story. What is today? Oh, it's SJS Sunday, of course. Fucking SJS Sunday. This is the type of shit that I would show to a therapist and be like, this is how insane I am. This is the level of, like, mental illness and unstableness I have. If I ever had a therapist by my online social presence, I would, like, genuinely consider killing myself. Because I know that sounds bad, but it's like, come the fuck on. I don't know how the fuck I Oh my god. Oh, that's a nightmare scenario for me. I think, like, honestly, anyone who knows me in real life finding my internet presence is a nightmare scenario. I have lived through that scenario, and it was indeed a nightmare. So, it is. I don't know. God, I'm a crazy little fuck. I kind of wish I was smaller. Not even just like in the terms of like I wish I weighed less, which I do. I don't want to get into my own bodies more on the stream because I've already gotten into a lot of stuff. But I really do wish I was shorter. Like, I would kill to be like either average or short in terms of height. Because I'm 6'5", and like as funny as it is being that tall, it does kind of suck. Because I want to be shorter. I like being, I don't know. I guess I can't really get into it too much, but I would prefer to be short. You would just, I feel like you would fit me better personality-wise. And I don't know. I don't like being perceived as like, oh, the tall guy. Because everyone and their dog always is like, oh, you're so tall. It's like, yeah, I know. Thanks for telling me. I'd forgotten until you told me. This is actually the first time someone's really told me that I was tall. It was kind of like a big collective secret. I was raised in a colony of rats, and they didn't want me to know that I was different. So thanks. Thanks for reminding me. But, and it's like, you know, some people like some people who are short wish they were taller, and it's like, maybe everyone is like that. Maybe everyone wishes that they were not the height that they are. You know, find me someone who likes the height that they're at, and I'll call them a fucking weirdo. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. If you like the height that you're at, you're a fucking sick freak as far as I'm concerned. That's my judgmental statement of the stream. Just, if you like your height, fuck you. If you like your height, you're a fucking freak. You're sick, twisted, and I don't like you. God damn it. I think it's normal to not like attributes of yourself to some extent, but I think it's also one of those things that society's normalized to an extent. Like, with just advertising, like, think about how many fucking, like, ads a day neg you on your appearance. Like, oh, you don't want to be sweaty, buy our deodorant. Maybelline CoverGirl, you're not the it girl if you're not using our makeup. You're fucking ugly if you don't, it's like, you know, so much shit is just, like, meant to, like, lower your self-esteem. It's like, that's how advertising works. It's like, if you don't have our product, fuck you. You know, you need to have our product to be a happy and healthy person. It's kind of like what a lot of advertising is. And, like, cereal commercials are the worst. It's like usually it's kids and they're, like, obsessed with the cereal. Like, nothing in their life makes sense without it. It's like, oh, I need my Sugar Pops. Oh, if I didn't have my Cocoa Krispies, I'd be insane. Ah, the Menendez brothers just needed some fucking Reese's Puffs and they'd have been fine. Like, I swear. I think advertising is truly, like, one of the greatest, like, fucking problems. Okay, maybe not problems. Like, it really is, like, a huge, like, psychological undue burden. Like, if you really break it down, like, all the shit that we have to see every day. You know? Maybe that's just me, though. That's not just me, by the way. I know it's not. I'm just saying that's in the point. It's all about appearances, and appearing normal is more important than being normal. I need to, like, really motivate myself to play Animal Crossing again. Because I've really hit that point where I've just lost all motivation, and it's sad. I really want to complete the fucking, catalog. I couldn't remember the word for it. I really want to complete the catalog, and that is such a fucking monumental task. That is, like, you need, like, a Herculean amount of patience and, like, dedication for it. And it's like, I don't know if I do, man. I really don't. I've been playing Animal Crossing consistently, well, not anymore, I had been since October, and then around the middle or end of January, I just lost all steam. You know, like, it really just, like, I couldn't keep doing it. Because I just was so bored, and it was just part of my day I was looking forward to release. Even while, like, trying to spice it up by listening to podcasts. Like, I was trying to really, like, sell myself on it. Like, okay, I'll learn something, and I'll play Animal Crossing at the same time. And it doesn't do it for me anymore. I don't know. It's just, I wish Animal Crossing wasn't such a life controller. Because it's like, that game really wants you to, like, fucking dedicate weeks and months of your life to oh, now I can get this insect, now I can get this fish at this specific time. It's like, I kind of just want to play this game and have fun. I don't want to, like, stress myself out by playing the game. Honestly, I might just, like, cut my losses and say, I'm considering cutting my losses and saying catching all the fish and insects is gonna be good enough for 100%, but I don't know. The problem is that, like, a lot of the events in Animal Crossing suck huge amounts of ass. Like, they just fucking suck, and I don't know how else to put it. Like, Halloween is such a fucking terrible holiday in that game. It really is. And, like, I spent, like, no joke, I spent, like, 5 hours trying to get all the furniture and shit in Halloween. And it was just, like, the most miserable way I could have spent that day. So, yeah, and I'm not in, like, in Toy Day and, like, fucking, other holidays. It's just, like, it sucks, man. It's just like how these guys hitting you with Gazande sucks. Come on. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's also the fact that, like, you at best, like, if you're optimal, you have to spend one whole calendar year trying to get shit. It's like, I don't know if I have that level of dedication anymore. I definitely thought I did it, like, back in October, November, when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna try it. But now I'm just like, I've lost steam. I've lost my, my momentum with that. And it's like, I don't know. I think it's just, I think really the problem is that it is quite honestly the part of my day I look forward to the least. Like, whenever I think about it now, it's like, okay, I have to play it. And it's like, I shouldn't live my life, like, fucking working a second job at the Animal Crossing factory. You know? I shouldn't be like, because I'm not even getting paid for that. So it's like, I shouldn't, I don't know. That's the thing, like, it's so insidious when video games turn into a job. God, it's just, and it's sad, because I really do love Animal Crossing. I think it's a great game in terms of just, like, it's such a great, fun little, like, knick-knack game, you know? Like, but it's just, god damn. God damn. That's it. Just goddamn. I think another thing that would make Animal Crossing better is, and I know this is going to be, like, one of those be careful what you wish for things, but I think it would be really nice if you could just control, like, what villagers leave your fucking, your village or. Because I'm so fucking sick of having cool villagers leave my fucking village. Because I went to my duplicate town. Because I wanted to fucking, because I wanted to sell my fucking fruit at a higher price. It's like, oh, they left now. Like, fuck you. Stay in my fucking town. I like you. I don't want you to leave. You don't get to leave. I locked the gates. You can't leave now. And it's like one of those things where, like, if you were able to control that, then that would ruin a lot of the, like, fun, I guess. Well, maybe not fun, but, like, a lot of the immersion. Even though I kind of hate that word. It really would, because it's like, oh, now animals can't leave when you tell them to. They're just video game characters. As opposed to, you know, people just leave your life sometimes because they got shit going on. And it's like, I know that, like, it's not that deep, but it can be. It can be that deep, is the thing. So, I think I'll stop doing this stream once I hit 190, or 890, I mean. Because that would be about an hour and change. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to force myself to just pick up where I left off in Animal Crossing. And then, from there, I'll figure it out. I guess since I'm talking about Animal Crossing, another thing that's really made it hard for me to want to play Animal Crossing is that, it is just prohibitively shitty to get money in that game. Like, it really is just the worst. Because, like, you need, like, what, 999 million, like, 99999, like, 99 level of bells. 999,999,999 bells. So that way you can get the, whatever it is. I don't remember what the thing you get for that is. But it's something you need for the catalog. And it's like, getting that is so prohibitively shitty getting that amount of money, even if you do it over the span of a calendar year, it's like every day you gotta find the money rock. Every day you gotta sell fruit. Every day you gotta, you know, if you find fish or bugs, you gotta sell those. It's like, oh my, so much time. And it's like, and the only alternative is just using the fucking cheat where you just tell Nook the code 3 times and he gives you like 30,000 bells. Well, actually, he gives you 90,000 if you do it 3 times. He gives you 90,000 bells a day. And it's like, even that sucks. It's like you have to put in a code 3 times a day. And I get that, like, I guess part of the appeal is that getting money is hard in that game, so that way it motivates you to play over the span of multiple days. And it's like, oh, once you finally hit the cap, it'll be that much more rewarding, but it's like, it doesn't feel rewarding after a while, you know? It doesn't feel like it's something that's like, oh, I'm working towards a goal. It literally does just feel like I'm working a job. We're at 888, by the way. Like, that's, I guess, my biggest problem in Animal Crossing, is that I really did turn it into, like, a second job, and it's one I realized I didn't have to do, so now I just lost all motivation to do it. And it's funny, I've never felt that way about this game. Despite putting in ostensibly way more time into this game than Animal Crossing, and doing way more tedious shit in this game than in Animal Crossing, I've never felt like this was a job. So, it's kind of funny how that works, I guess. I think it's more because I don't have an endgame goal for... Okay, the game isn't telling me, like, you have a goal you need to meet to beat it, you know? Like, these drops exist, these characters... Like, the characters that I'm creating exist because I, you know, I'm chasing a goal. But I'm not doing it because I feel obligated, you know? Whereas with Animal Crossing, completing the catalog feels like one of those things the game really wants you to do, because it tracks your catalog, like, oh, you can get this, this, and this from it, and it's like, you get special things every day, blah, blah, blah. But with this game, it's like, you could have, if you didn't have access to the internet, or, like, guides or anything, you could go your entire life playing this game and never knowing about, you know, the Steel J sword, or the fucking Section ID cards, or Guild Milla, or Gold Millas. You know, there's so many rare drops in this game. It's all completely, like at your own leisure. I guess it is sort of like the difference between doing something you want to do versus something you feel like you have to do. And I know I've said that before, so I'm just repeating myself. Oh, it's this build. Or map pattern. Thanks for not hitting me until after I cast it. That sounds like sarcasm, but it's sincere. Don't do it. Oh, they already died. Cool. Hey, look, it's another Guilty Light. Alright, Guilty Light, do you have good percents? No, you do not. Bye. It'd be so funny if I got SJS, but it actually had really good percents on it, too. I mean, granted, SJS can only get percents on 2 stats, because apparently, like, the way that they count skills is considered a stat, like, or a percent, rather. So you could only get 2% as opposed to 3, but it still would be very funny. Like, if I got, like, one good hit or something. Yeah. Honestly, if I did, I would, like, I'd never ask for anything from God ever again. I really wouldn't. I'd just be like, okay, you did me a solid, we're good. You know, like, if I'm about to die, I'd be like, okay, God, I've earned this. You know, you gave me a sealed J sword with really good percents. I deserve whatever you're deciding. But I'm not religious, so I don't care either way. Why did I do that? I meant to do more simple than... Why did I do that? Because now I just wasted time. Cool. Alright. Well, among other things, I want to avoid turning video games into something I have to do, rather than something I want to do. You know? If it just doesn't appeal to me, I should not do it. Which, you know, I guess you could say that for a lot of things in an unhealthy way, like, oh, I don't want to brush my teeth, so I won't do it. Oh, I don't want to clean my cat's litter box, so I won't do it. Oh, I don't want to live in a place that isn't filthy, so I won't do it. You know, you can use that for so many things. But, I mean, the way I'm using it is correct, I think. Oh, I forgot to use, I forgot to reapply Shift into band, because we're about to run out. There we go. Okay, let's go for the gibbons. Don't run away from me, you little fuck. Fucking hate you guys, I really do. No! Okay, let's kill this one first. Good. Okay, let's go for the other one. No, 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 no. If I can kill this one, we're good. Okay, we're good. Do you mind? Do you mind? It's funny, I just realized. This is a very delayed reaction, but I just realized I was talking about how nice Mara Carroll was to me lately, and then this was the stream where Mara Carroll killed me. That's not funny. It's just funny how it took me that long to fucking realize the irony. Oh, Mara Carroll has been good to me. I'm not gonna die again, and then I die. Real fucking savvy. Okay. Well, among other things, at least this stream has been action-packed, right? Right? I don't even know what that implies. I don't know what anything implies. I don't know anything. Asshole. You mind? That's just gonna be my go-to statement now. Well, it's a question. Do you mind dying? Alright, so you're instantly gelling into me. There we go. That's how you do it, baby. I actually think this is probably the best room for Geekyu, because it has the least, like, room for him to escape, and you can just get it in instantly. Okay, let's move. Let's move. Do you mind? Thank you so much. I should probably deposit some of that Meseta before I forget, because I do need to. I'm a little off of the cap of Meseta now, so I should probably do that. I'll buy some moon atomizers while I'm there, just because I'll forget to if I don't do it now. And there's a strong chance I'll forget to do it within the next 20 seconds anyway. Excuse me. Okay. Man, I drank all that water, huh? Apparently that is 24 fluid ounces. Cool. That doesn't feel like a lot. 24 doesn't feel like a big number there. I would have expected it to be like 56 or something. So I'm gonna forget to get. Just kidding. I'm getting moon analyzers. Do I need dye fluids? I could buy one. Moon analyzer. There we go. Now I have substantially less Meseta, but it's all good. Why am I depositing an item? There we go. We're at cap again. While I'm here, let me upgrade Red Slicer. There we go. Not that I ever fucking used Red Slicer in the first place, but... you know, on a rainy day, in case... I mean, to be fair, I would use Red Slicer against, like, Dalrel Lai, but I don't remember. Have I beaten Dalrel Lai on this character or not? I think I already have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have, because... maybe I haven't, but I know at the very least I know I've unlocked mines, obviously. I have the red sword, but... nah, whatever. Well, if I ever have to fight it again, like if I'm doing an unsealed door or something, I guess I could use Red Slicer, but... I really want to hold out for Rainbow Baton. The problem is I just never use my slicers. Like, slicers are such a cool weapon idea, but they're just not very good. Like, their animation just isn't very conducive to quick battles. And if I could just kill something by running up to it as opposed to slicing at it from far, I might as well just run up to it. Okay. That's how I feel, anyways. No, I didn't mean to say that. Cool, this is the best map, so we're ending with a bang. Whatever that means. I do think it's funny how I used to do these streams where I would just listen to music and then like not talk until someone showed up. That's so funny. I can't believe I actually thought that would be acceptable. I mean, I guess it is. It's like, who's gonna stop me? But it's real fucking boring. I mean, there is a temptation of just like to do that again on days I'm not feeling it, but I'd rather just like talk occasionally than not talk whatsoever. And you know, maybe that's my own egotism there, but oh fuck you and the horse you rode in on, Ghost. Honestly, if I ever get to the point where I have a level 200 character, I know I've played this game too much. Like, I was gonna say, like, if I have multiple 200 characters, but honestly, even having just one level 200 is like, holy shit, dude, fucking take a break. It would be kind of, like, fun for the gag of it all, just to say, yeah, I played this game exclusively offline, and I got a level 200 character, fuck with me. Because not many people do that, I imagine. I would imagine not many people are doing that. Can I please get out of this corner? This is not going well. Yeah, not going well at all. Oh goodness. This is embarrassing. This is, terrible. Can I just get a hit in? Oh my fucking Christ. Oh! Of course it was the best map that gives me, like, the worst shit in the universe. Oh. Alright, now I can finally kill some shit. Assholes. A lot of you. There. You were all so close to dying, and you didn't want to. Fuck you for doing that to me. How dare you? Alright. Now, let's kill the other Gibbon while we wait for the new wave. Come on. There we go. Alrighty, let's be real quick and efficient about this one. Unlike that room was. Unlike how fucking long that room was. No. Did I did. Gotcha. There we go. Quick and efficient, as I said. You mind? I should have attacked you because I just realized I have invincibility. Come on. Well, the invincibility wears off. Let's go. There we go. We got the drop, everyone. That joke never gets old, does it? It's the joke that keeps on giving. I forgot to update the fucking counter last time, so we're at 890 now. 890. Hooray, 890. Well, this has been quite an eventful stream. I will now stop streaming. Bye forever.